So some Democrats are ready to water down their own net neutrality bill. Damn it! Activists say efforts to compromise at this juncture would only weaken rules with broad bipartisan public support. Democrats continue to push their new net neutrality bill through Congress, but their signs several members of the party are already eager to water down the proposal. Now keep in mind, this thing is 3 pages. It's like, what the hell are you going to water down? The Save the Internet Act is 3 pages, and it basically says, hey, that net neutrality legislation we put on the books in 2015, we're going back to that. The repeal is bye-bye. That's it. That's the proposal. No bullshit, no gimmicks. We're going back to the net neutrality we had, end of story. And that's a good thing. That gives us net neutrality protections on the books. What's the biggest part about that protection? Title II designation for the internet. A Title II FCC classification gives it the telecommunications classification. It's a common carrier, meaning it has to flow like flowing water. When you designate something a Title I, which is what Ajit Pai's FCC, Trump's FCC, is doing, it means that the internet can be regulated and hyphened off the same way radio or TV can, because it's considered an information service. So that's the big thing here. So this 3-page proposal, which is a good act, just says, hey, we're going back to the protections. This includes Title II. End of story. So what are they probably willing to compromise on? They're probably willing to compromise on that Title II legislation, which means the net neutrality bill is worthless. So this article gets into it. Normally, compromise is a healthy part of the legislative process, but activists at consumer groups like Fight for the Future told Motherboard that at this juncture of the net neutrality fight, they're only likely to weaken the popular proposal. Fight for the Future is correct. So, and here's another thing they point out. Past Republican efforts at compromise on this subject have fallen well short. Lawmakers with close ties to AT&T, like Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, have introduced their own net neutrality bills in name only. Bill critics say they are intentionally filled with loopholes that serve just one function, preventing the passage of tougher, more popular protections. The Republicans put forth these compromised net neutrality bills, and again, that bill didn't include Title II. Why? Because without it, these big cable companies can still violate net neutrality laws. It's a useless bill. It's a fake bill. It's designed to make the consumers and the citizens think that net neutrality has been solved. That's what they are. They are fake bills against you, the people. Against our interests. So what are Democrats willing to compromise on? What do you want to... Hey, we're going back to the net neutrality we had. This whole repeal thing, it's over. We should compromise. On what? On what? This bill is overwhelmingly popular. Over 83% of people favor net neutrality. It has wide bipartisan support. What are we compromising on and why? Some of us get money from big cable and we don't want that to go away. Oh. Your donor's showing. Your donor's showing. All right, so here's a quote from a former FCC lawyer, Gigi Son. The American people have said in overwhelming bipartisan numbers that they want the 2015 Open Internet Order restored. That's the net neutrality we got on the books in 2015. So I am puzzled why anyone would want a bill that falls short of that. Yeah. Democrats willing to compromise? No. This bill cannot be compromised. This bill reinstates net neutrality, which is important because we need to get net neutrality back to win the battle. And then winning the war, the metaphorical war for internet freedom, is municipal broadband all over the country. And no matter what happens with this bill, because keep in mind, it's got to get through the Senate. That's going to be a hard thing to get through. It's got to avoid a Trump veto, which is certainly not guaranteed. Trump will likely veto it. But no matter what happens, we got to continue fighting for municipal broadband all across the country. And I've been fighting for that in Pasadena. I just submitted a letter to my city urging them to join Next Century Cities, which helps cities and community build municipal broadband. And, I should have some updates on that really soon, I hope. And I know a lot of you guys are fighting in your community as well for municipal broadband, and that's freaking awesome. And hopefully we all start to see some success in this endeavor.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your